guys, welcome back. You are still tuned into the show called Funtastic Fridays on News Talk 93 FM, and we're in the segment called Talk the Ting with Kim. All right, so for today's topic, we're discussing the importance of setting boundaries. And so far, we've explained what boundaries are. We've explained why it's important. And right now, we're going through signs that you lack proper boundaries. Because so far, we've said if you have a problem saying no, if you regularly break promises to yourself, if you frequently overshare personal information, and the next one is if you have a difficulty making decisions. That's also a sign of a lack of boundary. So, you know, I mean,
everybody decide things here.
Exactly. So you don't even want to decide. You consult everybody and their mother when you make any decision, and it's always what everybody else say. And at the end of the day, I don't know if it's like you want like a backup plan and we can say, yo, because I envy you, I'm doing that, and I don't know if that's why we do it, but it's a sign that we have a lack of boundaries, right? So a problem with underdeveloped boundaries is that you end up lacking a sense of self. If you're not a boundaries, you're not really value yourself enough to say, yo, I have certain standards. I don't want nobody to perform below. If you're going with nothing less than this, I don't want you around me. You know, no sense of self. You know, work on your individuality. So an innate fear of rejection plays a contributing role. You realize that boundary is something I keep going back to. Fear of rejection and people pleasing and desire to connect. I hope you all see that common denominator. You might be so wrapped up in others' opinions that you don't even know what you think outside of that. Can you imagine that? You never know what your opinion is. Everybody's opinion matters more than yours. Developing your own opinions is crucial to your mental health and allows you to make decisions from a place of certainty. Always relying on the approval of others is mentally and physically exhausting. So when making decisions, start asking yourself, what would make you happy? So if it's a girlfriend or a boyfriend you want to introduce and you say, yo, what do you think about him?
Yeah.
Depending on what the friend them say or what your parents say.
You're
They're say, boy, this not gonna work. No.
Friend them say, me not to talk to you.
Exactly. No, you have to make a decision for yourself. If you are staying in that relationship, it is your relationship. Right? It's not nobody else's own. If it's a case, what do you think about the... May I work on something? What do you think about this? Yes, you can value somebody's opinion, but that should not be your ultimate decision. You for then reason with yourself with the various opinions you may have collected. Because you may have some sources where you trust. And you say, all right, Lionel says certain things and Envy says certain things. And it have some sense out of both of them comments. So is that what I want to do, or can I incorporate what you have to start reason.
Yeah. Right?
But at the end of the day, it has to be your decision, because at the end of the day, you are the one dealing with the consequences. So if me decides that I run through one red light and line, like the light will go red and line say, Kim, just drive through it, man. Right? So I'm drive through it and police will give me a ticket. I can't say get line. And me a drive. Right? And me have to work with the consequences. It's a perfect example. Like, think about it like that. Say your friend them boo say, yeah man, run through the light, man, and then police stop you. You say, well, my friend them there says still, them not get no ticket. They were just passengers. You are the driver. It is your decision, so you are gonna get the consequences. And then I've heard stories, these friends don't help to pay tickets, right? So when I need to start think about them something here, yeah? And then the final one is, you have a lack of boundaries if your relationships are often difficult or dramatic. So, are you regularly arguing with the people closest to you? Listen, I think there are some people out here in life that just, I don't know if they were ordained to just be problematic, but them ever argue about something. And this happen in friendships, this happen in their relationship. Like, them and somebody ever in an argument.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a lack of boundary. Them just bring all the time. So everybody, that's why I'm not a friend, I'm not deal with friend and company. The people that usually say that line there, usually always in a drama with somebody. Literally. That's why I'm not deal with friend and company.
None time.
When they say those stuff.
Me not keep friend.
Me not keep friend. That's why.
Who are you?
Them people that was say them something, they're always in a drama and always in an argument.
Or they might be a vigilante, solving crimes.
Maybe. Right? And then you also have the other perspective. Do you feel like your relationships are one-sided and you must be the one to put in all the effort to keep it afloat?
I run down
That's
everybody.
also a lack of boundary.
Yeah, you can't
because
run
if
down
you will
everybody.
keep the relationship floating, you are not getting what you want. Bear in mind now, it should be a reciprocal relationship.
Balance of it.
It's two-side. Me that for you, you that for me. But if me that for we,
every time.
and nobody that for me,
None
you lack a
time.
boundary. Because if you had a boundary, you don't know this not healthy, and you need to take away yourself, right? So this is the result of not setting the standards for how you want to be treated, right? Often we assume that people will respect our boundaries because we were brought up and taught what is acceptable by our family and our culture.
Right.
Unfortunately, this is not always the case. Although we can choose who we interact with in our personal life, such as choosing close friends, this is not always the case in other environments, such as work, family, communities, etc. Often, those who lack assertiveness, like myself, I'm only assertive when they really push me, right? Those who lack assertiveness and is usually concerned about not coming off as being mean may be at risk for boundary violations because they don't want to hurt someone else's feelings. And as such, they end up putting their needs on the back burner. So you see the people, what people always say, you know, they're really nice. They tend to have less boundaries because they're always trying to. I don't like hurting people. I really don't. So for me, that's why I said when I was doing the research, I was like, Kimmie needs some boundaries.
Kimmie have to lock them up.
Right? And I have set some over time. I still think we need some more.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that. So this is helping me to work on that. I hope this is also encouraging you guys to work on this, right? So especially the persons who know, say, we don't really like conflict, so we just avoid conflict. I avoid conflict. So that sometimes I will just compromise because I guess I know all the problems. I know all the stress.
Okay,
so guess if you think that is the right way, do it your way. You know, me not argue. I pick my battles, you know? Because some battles have to be fought, but for the most part, I'm not the energy for argue.
All the time, 24/7, just to know.
That is not the life I want for myself. So I will just say, you know what? It may not be my first choice, but for, as I say, for a peaceful life.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I will just compromise on certain things. That's probably not the healthiest thing, you know? So we need to work on that. As Von said, my son like him. Yeah, sometimes we just know one problem, so we just say, no, we can't bother. So if I saw you say, then that's what you say. Me know, so me tell you, say, if you never, me tell you before you left the house, say, you know, you never turn off the pipe before you left the yard.
Yeah.
And you killed me dead, you did it. I said, but no, me did. And you got argument. It's all right. If you claim, say, I'm my fault, then I'm my fault. Literally, I will do that. Come on, just can't.
But I mean, at that point, if you don't leave the house and the water to that, I would do that. We have time argue before you go back to the house, go lock it off.
Right? But me not argue, me go lock it off, and then if it is that you continue, you go find a way for cuss me.
Yeah.
You know what? Fine, it's my fault.
Yeah.
Move on. Right? That's just it. Come on, can't bother argument.
And them say, if you hear somebody say 5 on floor and you say that's 9, and them say no, 11.
Exactly. Perfect.
Okay.
You
I
are
move on with the
correct.
life.
You are correct.
They not tell them say them correct, but as I say okay.
Yes.
And move along, because me not the long talk it with them.
Yes, as Von said, always trying to compromise and being diplomatic hurts us. So it's really not healthy. We may think that we are safe, you know, for the sake of peace, we're doing this and this helps. It really doesn't.
For
right?
the good of the colony.
Exactly. So setting boundaries takes practice. It involves deciding what behavior is okay and what is not, and most importantly, how to respond if somebody passes your comforts or limits. When I say, you're going to fight Smile, you tell Smile, say, yo, I'm not going to talk to you when you're cussed and you're going to get physical and fight. No, that is not the way to respond. It's more about expressing, listen, if you're going to continue cuss expletives, this is not my conversation.
Yeah,
this is not a conversation.
Participate in these
when you're ready to talk, you know where to find me. That's a response, and I think that's a fair response, right? So we need to start thinking also about how we respond if somebody passes those boundaries, because chances are, and that's what chances are, people will test these boundaries.
Half of the time, people might not be aware of your boundaries, so you have to educate them.
That's why set it and educate
so you have to
them.
notify them. You don't have to expect them to know these things, but you have to communicate to them to say, hey, no, that's not me.
Exactly. Yeah. So setting boundaries can ensure that relationships can be mutually respectful, appropriate, and caring. At some point in all of our lives, we have felt our boundaries being violated. Feelings of confusion, anxiety, or feeling drained around a person can all be signs that our boundaries have been violated. I've literally felt drained in certain spaces, certain professional spaces. You just can't bother with certain things, And here are a few advantages of implementing healthy boundaries, right? Greater self-esteem. That's an excellent advantage, right? A strong sense of identity. Right, so you understand yourself more. So you know, I'm not in a little petty thing. Them, you have boundaries now. Pettiness
what's that color
thing.
you're wearing? High self-esteem.
Right, right. And not even only that, a sense of identity, knowing say, I get involved in a certain thing.
Yeah,
like for me,
you know yourself. Like
exactly.
You can't tell people, no, that's not me.
For me, I tell people, say, from the day my born, my name no kind of mix up, and I don't plan to start that now. Exactly. And that's literally how I live my life. I avoid drama.
There should be certain things when if somebody said to you, say, yo,
exactly.
Mr. Kim, I want to speak about
you're
this.
gonna say, me that.
No, that's not Kim.
Yeah.
Nah.
Come I always ensure I avoid situations or my name I get end up in a mix up. If it's in a mix up, people always say, yeah, that not add up. Like, literally, that's everybody around me. They're like, yeah, that no go so. I've never had to defend myself in most situations.
If you hold your identity.
But you know your identity, right? The avoidance of burnout. That's another thing. So sometimes, as we said, we keep saying yes, we keep compromising, we keep breaking the promises to ourselves.
Keeping run back at people.
We just we just tired. We overwhelmed. We pop down because we're doing so many things. Exactly. So the burnout part, like I told y'all, I took vacation and it was not for me, apparently. I was burned out. By the time I reached back out, I'm vexed with myself.
I mean, you can help people, but you have to remember, say you are not healthy enough. You can't help nobody else.
Exactly.
So look out for you. For make sure you do your thing. You're getting your rest. You're getting your vitamins, your proteins, and your interminables them.
Yes.
And therefore, set aside time as well to rest, relax.
That is a very important part.
Woosa.
And sometimes just needing you time is not necessarily sleeping. Sometimes you just need to not have any commitment, not have anybody to cater to, not have anybody for do nothing for, not to have any response. You just want. Sometimes, guys, when I'm few times, my Saturdays is just, you know what, I don't want to do a thing today. I don't want to do the chores.
I'm gonna try it tomorrow.
I literally have days like that because those are my days where I recoup and I try to get back that essence of Kim. Yeah. Because I'm just drained. By the time I end of the work week, I'm tired.
Tomorrow, you know what I'm going to do, Kimmie? I'm going to set aside at least 20 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes. And I'm going to lie down. I'm going to get some cuts. I don't know what kind of fruits I have in the fridge. But you know, I always see like them do the cucumber and put it on over their eye and just lie down. I'm going to do that for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Because I think that could be so relaxing.
It can. Yeah. It can. Exactly.
No, because you know, I have to go spa every day. Because we say we don't do these things, we don't relax. We don't get a massage. We don't soak a foot in the water. Yeah, we know. Oh, man, I wait for go spa. 7 years, I wait for go spa. I know you don't reach.
Why you drag me, sir? No,
bubble little water.
Yeah, rough.
What them call it now? You have a look Epsom salt or whatever it is. Them little bubbling thing. Or you can get the bubble bath, mix something, pour in the water, put in your foot. Sit down in your couch or whatever it is where you can do this stuff and cut 2 cucumber circles and put over your eye and just
well, you know, so right
take a breather. May I do that tomorrow?
Right
look out for me.
I'm going to set a boundary against Lionel because right now I need that negativity there in my life.
No, but I'm giving you positive influence here.
On the things on me always I say because I've been saying, I've never been to a spa. I'm going to go one day. I have all these, I have cucumber me, I buy cucumber regular. And I never catch 2 over my eye. Yes.
I see that in a movie every day. A cat. I get cucumber over them eye. Are you there, so?
Exactly.
Don't do it, Kimmie.
So, we need to work on that. Dana Stewart say, hey, wonderful people.
Hey, Dana Stewart.
Wonderful lady.
All right.
Big up yourself.
Hey, lady. All right.
So, another benefit or advantage of implementing healthy boundaries is positively influencing other people's behavior.
Share it.
Because sometimes people see it and say, something like, envy move, envy ever. Confidence about him. Him calm,
cool,
him quiet, him reliable.
Yeah.
Him still, and
he still looks out for himself.
I'm still, you understand?
Yeah.
I like the balance there and him start try imitate that.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can also affect the people around you positively because I'm saying, sir, every day all those stress reach Lionel, him not act out certain
Yeah,
way.
some people help everybody and but don't want to be like them, like them stress out.
Them stressed
tired
out, them
out,
miserable
down.
every day.
Yeah.
I have some people who them just seem very resilient. No matter
Right.
where reach them.
Just
You know,
going,
see a hero at a place. Because
Yeah.
them just say them have life all together. And
Looks,
then
yeah.
you look at that and you're like, you want that.
How
I
does
want
he
that
do it?
confidence. I want anything what reach me tomorrow, I still say, you know what? I never stress.
Not
I
at
know
all.
me I gotta have a solution. Them type of life there, you know? So you influence people around you. Another one is developing independence. So you're no longer dependent on other people's approval or other people okay or other people feedback. You just want to do things your way because you have to choose what makes you happy, right? A greater sense of compassion as well comes from healthy boundaries. You understand things on a certain level. So if you have boundaries and then, let's say for example, me do something and me violate one of MV boundary and the MV say, boy, Kimmie, no, me never like when you do that, you know, I will have a better understanding because I'm going to say, well, me have boundaries too, and I just want to
Right.
violate mine. I
I
may
know
not
how it
understand or have the same boundary as him, but guess I'm going to understand because I say you need to have a boundary. I'm going to protect something for himself. I'm going to say, yo, Kim, but tell you, I'm not have time for this, but you call my phone about 6 times. I tell you, I'm not available right now. I have to understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just not available. We can't demand to make him available, right? Then I said, my wonderful principal took all his staff members on vacation. Ooh.
Which school that? Come on,
Three.
sign up.
3 days, 2 nights. Ooh.
What?
Well relaxed right now. Betha Barra Primary, big up yourself. Listen, may I send
Now
my
come up there,
resume?
man, right now.
May I send my resume? Every Monday, I'm
No, we can't go there right now. It's too soon. It's too soon. Because I have to work the full year then. So I join in January me forward.
Someone can be like a teaching assistant.
Yeah, January me come assist.
You couldn't link me before, like, you know, go. Someone could have, like, you know, run in. What? It's fine, it's fine. We're really happy that you're relaxed, Dana. Them thing they would like to
Yeah,
hear.
we like it.
And then another thing is less anger and resentment. So it's because you're actually making decisions because you want to. And you're making decisions based on your boundaries and people around you respecting it because you stand strong on those boundaries.
Yeah.
Naturally, less resentment. Because you don't really have nobody for resent because you do things your way. And less anger. Right?
You live a more peaceful life.
A
man.
more peaceful life by having boundaries. Because you make everybody understand these things are a no-go for me. So I guess how most people like avoid the no-go.
So when it's stress come, you just don't stress it. Just
Guess it. And then mutual trust in relationships. That's the last advantage there. You can say, all right, you know, say, boy, me and Lionel, we're cool at the other side of the pillar because we understand each other. Him gets a certain thing that work for me.
I respect
and
her
me
space, she
gets
respect
yeah,
my
so it's
space.
mutual.
Yeah.
So we start respect with differences.
Yeah.
We say, all right, boy, you don't really like the goat thing. She
not
like her
loud
yard.
Nice, me not like
Yeah.
no,
So guess what? We not go, but guess a certain flex we can do together because we like adventure. So we go adventure. But me know say no fear seeing it and me know say no film thing that. So
I
respect it.
I find that you don't bother people as much because
Exactly.
you know so this a person that don't like the place every day. Come now. No.
Exactly.
You just, when
you
them ready,
understand.
then we do what them want to do. Yeah.
Yes. So to wrap up, when you don't have solid boundaries, the line between your needs and desires and those of another person can get blurred. They're also necessary for preventing emotional exhaustion and keeping you from becoming or feeling like a doormat. Because some people out here feeling like that. Everybody just want everything, and everybody use them. And as them have something, everybody reach out. But the minute they quiet and nothing not gone, everybody gone.
Yeah.
So people just always feel used, and it's the reality. When you have something, everybody wants something, and everybody did it. And the minute you know nothing, with the same
Disappear.
people them there.
Yeah.
So you start feel like, yo, me a doormat. That doesn't take me far. You know? So to prevent those issues, you have your boundaries.
Yeah.
So after all that has been said, some of you may be asking yourself, how do I begin setting boundaries? It starts with self-awareness. If you do not like the way you feel or act, know that you have the power to change it. You are the master of your universe. You control 100% of your actions and your reactions.
Usa.
Embrace the uneasiness of being uncomfortable at first, because setting those boundaries in it's
It's not gonna be
uncomfortable. Because
easy,
you have
yeah.
certain argument.
I have a good
Worse
judgment
if
to
you have a
make.
friendship or go on already. So let's say for example tomorrow I say envy me like when you call me Kimmie, you know. But
Wow.
but Kimmie, I don't call you all the time. But no, I got an uncomfortable envy. I guess about this don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, I mean, never call you entirely.
We're not calling
I'm calling you nothing then.
So especially
Yeah.
when you already started like a friendship or a relationship or even with your co-worker them or whatever, probably they have access to you all the time. And they say, listen, going forward, we don't want nobody come on weekend. Everybody go vex because the boundary was not there initially. So you're going to have uncomfortable conversations. You're going to have 1 and 2 little debates and little arguments. But guess what? You say when the boundary is set, things are going to change because eventually people going to conform. Some may not stay, but some will say, all right, boy, Envy evolve, Lionel evolve, Kimmie evolve, probably need to evolve too. Look at it that way, right?
Yeah.
So it all starts by saying no to what does not serve you and by standing your ground with no guilt or shame. No is a full sentence. No, the word no is a full sentence. It is not an action to be undertaken only at certain times. It is a lifelong habit that we need to diligently practice in order to achieve our goals in work and life. When it comes to setting healthy boundaries, what will be the first step you take to carve your path to fulfillment, happiness, and peace of mind? Think about it. So set those boundaries, guys. We need to start working on it.
All right, so there you have it, folks. Start the thing with Kim.
Yes.
Look, we're looking at what we call the importance of setting boundaries.
And next week, we're going to have a continuation for it.
Yeah.
So just in case you missed it, we will have a recording and it will be available on our YouTube channel. But next week, we're going to see if we can get some individual perspective, what boundaries are out there.
Yeah.
Because actually, if it is that y'all been on social media and see that whole thing between Kiki Palm and her baby father, and he must say, boy, you know, the way she dress, she's a mother. If there were boundaries in that relationship early, that could have been prevented. Because he could have voiced early, boy, as the mother of my child, I don't really want the mother of my child wearing certain things. And then she could have decided if she could work with the boundary there or not.
Right.
That's one of the things that boundaries
and
allow.
then he must also understand that she has the entitlement to dress how she wants.
Exactly.
She's an adult.
So she could say, boy, babe, on my body and on my clothes, and this is how I feel confident. So that is where the conversation would have come in. It wouldn't be this big blow up on social media with people bashing him and people bashing her. Boundaries, a conversation about the boundaries. Because guess what? Everybody have a right to say, listen, I don't want a man to dress a certain way, I don't want my girlfriend have everything out the door when she there road. Right? And that is fine. People, you can't bash somebody for wanting that. But can you commit to that boundaries? That's a boundary that works for you. If it can't work, then guess what? Bye. So that's why I said the boundaries conversation need to be an early conversation. Because somebody outline them boundaries and it not fitting for me, we're not gonna get fit know each other no further.
You know not to, take
we
the time
in
to
love
explore.
5 years down the road and then we say, boy, every day envy tell me say no want all these things. But I love him, but we can't work with all these things.
We're together for 5 years, so we just
so
got
to work and every day I'm miserable because all these expectations that you can't work with is being requested of you.
There you go.
Say something to think about, yeah? Work on my boundaries.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and read back the digital credit. I didn't see anybody announce that they got it, so here we go one more time for your digital lovers out there. 876-7171-7171. And that's how the number thing goes. Stop the foolishness. So, *121*. Let's go. Here we go. 074-010-995-8197. Number sign send. If you get the credit, just tell us. All right, tune in next week to get a continuation of today's Don't Stress It, Just Guess It. We have more fun and excitement for you next week as we continue as well. We're going to be searching for one of the top young talents out there. So you got to stay tuned to our IG page at Funtastic 93 FM. We got a couple minutes to go. DJ MV Stone is going to take us out. Because guess what? It's a Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. Anybody want to big up Kimmie?
Big up boundaries.
All right. Anybody have big up MV?
Big up everybody.
And you know who may have big up? Crackers.
Road we again and that. Really nice slow driving, man. Yo, Louis. Yo, man.